missing from a lot of kids. They get book smarts. They get to look at stuff, and they get to do kind of math work on a. Go out and actually do a project. Go do something with your hands.
I think what's really important. Yes, I was talking, etiquette and social skills, which seem to be going by the wayside. But I've talked about this on the show quite a bit. As someone, when I say I wasn't a problem child. I wasn't like Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son, tossing Elijah Wood off the treehouse, which was funny. Yeah. But I would often get feedback from teachers that I was disruptive, or I'd be talking back, or acting out, and I was always kind of a C to B student. If I put in a little bit of effort, I'd be a B+ student, and if I was bored, I'd be a C student. I never really learned. I don't think I've retained anything from grade school or high school, honestly. It was only when I learned how to learn, and that was after school, where I realized, hold on a second, I've moved to this country, the United States, and my dad tried to kind of keep me in the know as it related to American history, but I never went through those courses. I said, I need to learn this stuff. And then I would just sort of coping mechanisms, because for me to sit and look at a page or a screen for a long period of time, I don't really absorb information. So I learned how to sort of read information and associate it with something else in my mind. That's how I can go by rote with some things, and I'm horrible with names, but never forget a face. Yeah. That's why everything has a nickname. I learned how my brain operates to learn. And people learn in different ways. It's a superpower. It's a renewable resource if you can actually learn the skill of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some people are really good at it. Some people...
Well, you're a maven. We talk about that. You're a maven of subject matter. You get on a subject and you drill down. And what would have been brochures in the old days is now the internet. And you just become a PhD in 6 months or whatever, and then you're on to something else.
Yeah. And
you
then
do it all the time. I watch it happen.
Like, I don't know why I could tell you what the Honda dirt bike lineup was in the year 1998, but it's because I was trying to convince my dad that I needed a dirt bike.
that was you and dogs. You were trying to convince your parents that you could have a dog, and so you just learned everything about dogs.
Yeah, and I probably came out of the chute too strong, because back then I wanted a Cane Corso. And they were like, we're in an apartment, you dip.
How about a Yorkie?
Well, where I live, it's one of the top middle schools in the country. Not the state, in the country. People parachute into this area to set up shop and have their kids go to school.
They do.
And I'll be out there at the mailbox, and some kid will be trudging down my street with an 80-pound backpack and a cello.
Yeah.
And I'll say, hey, it's Friday. Is the weekend calling you? And they look at their shoe tops and they walk by. And they've got a 4.6 grade point average, and they're going to go home to Tiger Mom, and we're going to drill in the subjects, but they have zero people skills, no ability to function in this society. And they're going to work for the C students who have some people skills.
Well, that's the Great Wall of China. Someone can bring this up from the references.
Why